Hello everybody and welcome back to the last day of the first week of your 8-week beginner Pilates course. Today's session is going to be a nice stretching, mobilizing and relaxing session. So you may want to grab a small pillow if you have one nearby and just keep it beside you, ready to use later on. We're going to begin lying down on the mat in our semi-supine position. And let's just do a quick body scan from toes up to our head, finding our neutral alignment. So bringing those feet about hip width apart, thinking about our legs being train track. So a nice straight line running from your hip, the middle of your hip, through the middle of your knee, through to your second toe. Let's tilt the pelvis up. So we're really pushing that lower back flat into the mat. Let's arch the back, tilting the pelvis backwards, and find a nice middle place. Your back's following the natural curves of the spine. Shoulders pulling down, palms pressing into the floor, widening the collarbones, smiling through those collarbones. Nice open chest, long neck. Lovely. And we're just gonna then bring those feet and knees glued together and arms into a T shape. We're gonna go with those hip rolls that we did back on day one. We're really gonna focus on that spine mobility. So we'll inhale to prepare. Exhale to engage your core, bring those magnets together, tighten that belt, and keeping the feet and knees stacked, we're going to slowly drop the legs over to the right hand side and turn the head in the opposite direction. Inhale here to get a further stretch, pulling that top leg out of your hip socket so it's pushing diagonally away from you. And exhale to drag those legs back up, using the core to pull them back to center. I want you to think about sticking your shoulder, then your rib, then your hip, and then your foot back onto the mat. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Head and legs moving in time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale to center. Putting that shoulder blade, that rib, that hip, and then the foot back on. Lengthening those fingertips as far away from you as they can go. Feel that spine twisting and mobilizing. Now find a sense of fluidity in those movements. So it's almost as if it doesn't stop moving at all. Constantly thinking, can I stretch my fingertips anymore? Can I turn my head anymore? Can I pull that top leg out of the hip socket anymore? Always thinking as well about keeping both shoulders flat on the floor. So we're only moving as far as we can keep the shoulders on the floor. Let's go for one more each side. Making sure the knees and ankles are still stacked. And back to center. Right, this time let's let the legs drop. We're also going to bring the upper body over. So we've got our legs bent here, about 90-degree angle. Nice neutral spine here. And this is where you've got the option to add a pillow under the head. Lengthen through the waist. Arms coming shoulder level in front of you. Palms tight together. Inhale. Exhale to lift that top arm up and towards the back, allowing your upper body to twist from your belly button, so keeping those hips lined and getting a nice twist through the top of the body. Exhale back. Again, find a nice flow in these fluid movements, keeping these stretches nice and dynamic. move in the body. Feel that stretch across the chest as it opens up, pulling the shoulders down the back. Keeping the headlights of your hip bones both pointing forwards. Let's go one more. And let's just hold it on this side. Deep breaths here. Feeling that arm drop a little bit more with each exhale. Lovely. And back to center. Okay, we're just going to sit up then on the same side. Bringing our legs into a mermaid position. So we've got about 90 degrees in front of you, and then this leg's off the side here again, about 90 degrees. I want you to plant the hand of your front leg into the floor, about just underneath your shoulder. And we're going to stretch over, bending the elbow to allow the upper body to create like a banana shape over. And coming out and stretching in that banana shape across to the opposite side. Inhale, swap. Really lengthen all through the top of this side of your body. Inhale, swap. So don't collapse to the side. Lengthen so your fingertips are almost reaching up more towards the ceiling than across to the wall. Keeping your legs grounding into the mat. Allowing the head just to stay relaxed and follow along with the body. The upper body should be starting to feel nice and warm and mobile now. One more. Lovely. If you've got your pillow, just bring it to the other side, and we're going to go back to those arm openings on the opposite side this time. So back into our side lying position, arms about shoulder height in front of you. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, open. Pulling the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale in. Exhale, open. Twisting from the belly button up. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Headlights pointing forward. Eyes following your hand. Lengthen through the waist. And we're going to go for one more. This time we're going to hold it. Nice deep breaths into the side, back of the ribs. Maybe closing the eyes. Start relaxing on this day 3. Stretching out the chest. And let's close. Lovely, carefully sitting up into that mermaid position, ready for our mermaid stretch. Plant the palm into the floor. I'm really stretching. I want you to think about going up and over, pulling out of that hip. Inhale, swap, up and over, shoulders down. Inhale, swap. Inhale, swap. Inhale, swap. Inhale, swap. Inhale, swap. Last one. Lovely. Let's just roll the shoulders back 3 times to let go of any tension in the neck and the shoulders. Lovely stuff. Right, we're going to come into a little lunge sequence. Get those hip flexors, hamstrings, all working. Okie dokie. So just like we did on day one, we're going to do those same hip flexor stretches just because we really want to work on getting that mobility in the hips and opening them out. So again, you've got the option if you want to hold onto a wall, anything like that. Legs, we love a 90 degree in our relaxation session today. So 90 degrees, I want you to think about driving those hips forwards, tucking the pelvis under as much as you can and pushing into that hip flexor on the side of the back leg. Don't forget to breathe. Really tuck that pelvis under as much as you can, pushing forwards. And then option to lift this hand the same as the side of the back leg, up and over. Maybe reaching towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Give a little squeeze of that glute, squeeze those sit bones together to further the stretch. And then we're just gonna rock the hips backwards into our hip flex stretch, either placing the hands on the thigh, the calf, or down to the floor, depending where you're at with your flexibility in your hamstrings. And then we're gonna push back up into that lunge. Into the hamstring, into the lunge. You might want to walk the heel out a little bit, just give you a bit more length in the leg for that hamstring stretch. So maybe bring a bit more forward, then pushing into the lunge. Now this time when we come to lunge, rather than squeezing that glute and tuck the pelvis under, I want you to allow those hips to come forward. So we're starting to work into the back of the leg here. Allowing your muscles to relax with every exhale. Great work, everybody. Now on this one, we're going to come into that hamstring stretch and let's hold. Let's hold with a flexed foot here, aiming to lengthen that back as much as possible. Keeping the hips in line, so maybe pull back that hip of the leg that's outstretched so it's not tilting forward. And let's point the toes. And stretch. Flex, sorry. And point. And flex. And one more point. Lovely work. Now we're just gonna place our hands on the floor and bend that front leg in front of us to come into a pigeon stretch, aiming to have this shin bone in a line with the front of your mat. But if this is uncomfortable, you can bring it more closer in towards the hip. But yeah, aiming to get that foot out as far as possible. And we want our weight to sit right in the middle of our hips, not over onto the bum or over on the opposite side, but right in the middle, so we really feel the stretch through the glute of the leg that is in front. And you may feel a bit through the hip flexor here as well. Option to either sit up straight or to walk the hands forwards, lengthening through the crown of the head. And let's hold that. Carrying on with those nice deep breaths. Lengthen the back, keep the head in line with the spine. And then slowly walk your hands up. And we're just going to swap onto the other side, back with our lunges. So starting off with that 90-degree lunge here, squeezing the glute, pushing, tucking the pelvis under, bring the hips forwards to stretch through that hip flexor here. Don't forget you can hold on to all. This isn't a balance exercise. This is just about mobilizing that hip. Tuck the pelvis even more. Push into it. And then lifting the arm up and over. If you want that further stretch. Lovely work. Now just lengthen that leg out in front of you for our hip flexor, our hamstring stretch. Lovely, starting with that flex foot, pushing into the lunge and out into the hamstring stretch. With each breath we'll swap. Opening out the hip more this time as we allow those hips to drop into that stretch. Keeping the neck nice and long. Let's do one more. And then we'll just hold the hamstring stretch with a flexed foot first. If you've got any yoga blocks at home, you can use these to give yourself a bit more height to hold on to here. Don't forget to pull that hip of the stretch leg back so that our headlights on our hip bones are still pointing forward. And let's point the foot. And flex. And point. And flex. And point. And roll, flex. Lovely. And then coming down again into that pigeon stretch. So we really get into that glute. Like I say, the further up you bring that foot, the more you're going to feel that stretch. Either sitting up, allow gravity to bring you down, making sure that weight is in the middle of the hips, or walking the hands out and coming down. Lengthening through the crown of the head here. Pull the shoulders down. Letting the mind just clear itself of any worries from the day as you focus on stretching and mobilizing and breathing. Relaxing into that glute with every exhale. Let's bring ourselves from there into our tabletop position, which we should be very good at. Now by day 3 of our first week, I'm going to go some cat-cows. So inhale, lift the eyes up towards where the wall meets the ceiling, arch in the back. Exhale, tucking the pelvis under, bringing the head right the way down, relaxing. And bringing that mid-back right up to the ceiling. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, reverse. And make it flow. Soften the elbows. Now from here, we're going to push back into that child's pose. And then I want you to bring yourself back up. Arch. Tuck the pelvis under. Back into child's pose. Really starting to flow now. Make each movement blend into the next. And keep breathing. Each movement moves with the change in your breath. Really working at the spine. And also just releasing all those muscles in the back. Next one, if you want to, you've got the option here to come out into a cobra. So we're just going to let the hips sink down to the mat. Or you can start from laying and just push the upper body up as far as is comfortable, whether that's here, here, here. Just want you to think about really keeping those hips, the pelvis grounded, sinking into the mat. From here, we're going to again push back into our child's pose. Sinking the hips forward. Looking up. Nice stretch through the back. And engaging that core, bringing those magnets in, tightening that belt as you use your core to bring you back into that child's pose. Keep the shoulders down, keep the elbows soft. We are almost at the end of week 3. Let's do one more back. Now I want you to widen the knees to the edges of the mat and just really sink back in that child's pose. Let that bum come right down to the heels, opening up those hips, extending those fingertips. Just breathing nice and deep here. You can also bring the palms together on your elbows and just bring those hands behind your head. Stretch through the upper body a bit more. Really starting to move towards some relaxation now. Okay, let's walk ourselves gently back up. Now just carefully bring yourself into any comfortable lying position. You can use your pillow again if you'd like, behind your head, under your hips. You can either lay in the semi-supine or legs flat, or maybe even butterfly if you want to keep working on that hip opening. And I want you to just do another full body check-in from the toes. Give them a little wiggle and then relax them. Soften the ankles. Soften the knees, letting those legs maybe fall open a little bit into their natural alignment. Letting go of the quads, any tension there. Releasing the hips. Letting go of your core. Relaxing those abdominals. Letting the ribs sink into the mat. Shoulders sink into the mat, collarbone widening. Neck relaxes. Jaw relaxes. Maybe the tongue comes away from the roof of the mouth. Relax that space between your eyebrows and your forehead. Arms sinking into the mat. Maybe open the palms so that they're facing towards the ceiling. Imagining that you're lying on a nice warm beach and your body is sinking into the sand. Bringing your breath back to its normal rhythm. Everything is sinking down in the sand as you relax. Now, as you're here relaxing, I want you to just pick one thing from this first week of your 8-week course that you're proud of yourself for, whether that's for starting the course, full stop, a certain move that you thought you might not be able to do that you managed to complete, whether it's completing all 3 sessions this week. And now, before you get to week 2, I want you to think about one thing that you're going to really challenge yourself with next week, whether it's to practice one move outside of the class, to do one more crunch, hold the hovers for 1 more second, really focus on your spine mobility. It can be absolutely anything at all. Set some intentions for the next week of your course. Now I want you to give me 3 big sighs out. Inhale, big sigh, and again inhale, big sigh. Right, all your tension sink into the mat. 1 more inhale, big sigh, and just relax every muscle 1 more time, sinking into that sand. And then start bringing a bit of awareness back to the body, so wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Shake the head side to side really slowly. Shaking it now. And then nodding it slowly up and down, whilst we're still wiggling those fingers. And then just flutter those eyelids open. Coming onto your side. And then just carefully bringing yourself back up to seated. Lovely job. Well done, everybody. You've just completed week 1 of your 8-week beginner Pilates course. I'm so excited to get started on week 2 with you. We've got some fun stuff coming and it's going to be great. So I'll see you next week. Bye.